Hello, listeners, and welcome to Boomerang. This is Team 4 bringing you the news from the West Lothian Courier, with permission, published on Thursday, the 13th of August 2026. And our readers today are Jackie, Joan, and Joyce, a much depleted team this morning, and Harry is our recorder and copier. Our broadcast, as usual, will be in 4 parts. Part 1 will be general news. Part 2 will include family announcements. Part 3 will have more general news items and the quiz. And in Part 4, we will include the answers to the quiz and some news about local sport. Before we begin with the news stories for this week, I have a request to make. Postal deliveries can be erratic, and this affects and interrupts the service which we want to provide for our listeners. Could you please ask anyone who helps you with the return of your wallets to send them back to us via a postbox as promptly as they can? This would be a great help to our distribution team. Thank you. So now let's get started with the lead story this week and Jackie.
Hello. Brave schoolgirl battles back. I just didn't think kids as young as 4 could have a stroke. Mother opens up on finding out chickenpox had triggered illness. And this is by Ailsa Marshall. A 4-year-old was left hospitalised for 2 months after chickenpox triggered a stroke. Olivia Elliott, now 5, woke up vomiting and complaining of a headache in June 2025. Mother Rebecca, who's 31, of West Lothian, initially thought she had just picked up a bug. But when the tot toppled over and could not grip her mum's hand, she was rushed to hospital and her condition rapidly deteriorated. After CT and MRI scans, plus blood tests and a lumbar puncture, doctors confirmed that the then 4-year-old had suffered a stroke. They discovered severe inflammation in one of the main arteries supplying her neck, which experts believe had been triggered by the chickenpox virus she contracted at Christmas 2025. Olivia temporarily lost movement down the left side of her body, her speech became slurred, and one side of her face drooped. Rebecca said, "I didn't think children as young as 4 could have strokes. A simple headache turned out to be really serious. She had chickenpox in December, just before Christmas. She had lots of spots, but she wasn't unwell, really. I thought, well, it was an easy case." Rebecca became pregnant with identical twins during the COVID pandemic, before doctors diagnosed selective growth syndrome. Following the loss of Olivia's twin, she was born 9 weeks premature and was later diagnosed with mild cerebral palsy after brain damage was detected as a baby. Recalling the day her daughter started to go downhill, Rebecca said her husband woke her after finding Olivia being sick and complaining of a headache. She said, "I put my finger into her hand and said, 'Can you grab Mummy's hand?' And she could not do it." Rebecca called her business partner, whose speciality is brain injuries, and followed her advice to immediately take Olivia to A&E at St John's Hospital in Livingston. While seeing the doctor, Rebecca remembers Olivia had an unexplained episode. She said, "I started screaming, 'Something's not right, something's happening to Olivia.' As her speech became slurred and one side of her face began to droop, she was transferred to Edinburgh's Royal Hospital for Children for specialised treatment. Olivia remained in hospital for 8 weeks before finally returning home. Olivia, who had to use a wheelchair, is now walking independently around the house and uses a walker at school. Rebecca added, because she was already used to physio and hospital appointments, she fell into recovery really naturally and never complains. She just gets on with it. She's such a tough kid She's such a happy kid. Rebecca has since founded Olivia's Step Foundation to support families of children with disabilities. And accompanying this article, there's a really joyous photograph of Olivia, and she's wearing a red jumper, white T-shirt, and she has such an endearing smile, a lovely girl. Her hair is bunches and tumbling down in curls, and there's also another picture of Olivia with her mum.
Article by Stuart Somerville, headed Overall Vaccine Uptake Hailed by NHS Bosses. West Lothian has outperformed the rest of Scotland with its vaccination programme. The Health and Social Care Partnership reports a greater uptake of adult and child vaccinations across the county than the national average, with regular increases in uptake rates for a second year. Only the numbers receiving COVID-19 jabs have fallen below the Scottish average, a meeting of the Integration Joint Board heard. The board oversees the delivery of primary and social care in West Lothian. In her report, Shona Anderson, the clinical nurse manager for the vaccination programme, said, "Performance in West Lothian remains strong, exceeding the national average across almost all immunisation programmes." The report outlined uptake rates for 6 jabs offered to adults and 16 offered to children aged 0 to 5. The uptake of flu jabs to the end of March was 58.2% of the adult population, compared to a national average of 55.5%. The overall uptake for pneumococcal vaccines between March 2023 to March 2026 was 77.4% in the county, compared to a national average of 73.1%. Uptake rates for shingles vaccination were also stronger in West Lothian at 79.4% compared to 74.3% over the year from September 2025 to August 2025, the report said. Nurse Anderson told the meeting, "The West Lothian Adult Vaccination Clinic model provides a vaccination clinic within local health centres across West Lothian, supporting fair and equitable access throughout the area. Patients are scheduled to provide appointments in the clinic nearest to their place of residence to support patient-centred care, as well as providing vaccines in care homes and in the person's own home in the community. Only COVID-19 jabs fell below Scottish levels, with the most recent round of uptakes reaching 56.7% of those eligible, compared to a national average of 58.4%. The report said that patient vaccine preference or vaccine fatigue could challenge programme delivery. The programme is delivered jointly by NHS Lothian and public health colleagues. Scottish Ambulance Service, SAS, staff also delivered vaccinations in remote locations. The report added, additionally, bespoke clinics can be arranged in geographic areas where lower uptake is evidenced. Coordination with GP practices in deprived areas of West Lothian has produced successful clinics in previous years and is intended to replicate that success within this year's programme. Board member Peter Knight praised the service for a really positive update. And there's a photograph of somebody's arm having a swab put on it prior to the vaccination.
The next story is entitled, "Pet Trail is a Massive Success for Vet Service. Clinic delighted with response to summer holiday activity event," and it's by Ross Thompson. Linlithgow-based Westport Veterinary Clinic has hailed the success of their recent Pet Trail activity event. Each year, Westport vets hide 10 lifelike cats and dogs in different business windows in Linlithgow High Street. Entry forms contained clues to help children to find the local businesses involved, to note down the name of each business and the name of the pet hiding in each window. This has continued to be a popular event again this year, with all entries going into a prize draw. The main prize is a VIP vet experience at Westport Vent's Linlithgow branch, and is one of the reasons for the activity's popularity. They also had a Bright Star Toy Shop voucher prize, and each of the hiding pets was also won. Prize winners have been enjoying collecting their winnings over the school holidays. As well as their main prize, each winner also received a winner's rosette and some small activity goodies. Karina Schmid, RVN, Community Development Nurse at Westport Veterinary Clinic, organises the activity each year. Karina said, "Feedback this year has been fantastic from parents and guardians who have expressed how much fun their kids have had finding the hiding pets. It's also been wonderful to hear that the hiding pets have increased footfall in local businesses." She added, "The VIP vet experience was drawn by Vet Yasmin. The voucher prize was drawn by RVN Victoria, and the pet winners' names were drawn by my border collie, Miss Darcy. Every year I receive messages from parents to say the kids are most excited because the dog chose them as a winner. The reason we have continued doing the prize draw this way throughout the years. Darcy gets really excited picking the names, so it's a fun one to organise. It's been lovely to see all the photos of happy winners with their prizes." Yasmin said, "A huge thank you to all of the businesses who took part this year, and a special thank you to Bright Star Toy Shop, who had pet trail entry forms available in the shop, and for kindly donating the generous voucher prize. Sophie's VIP vet experience will take place after the holidays with myself and RVN Karina at the Linlithgow branch. We are really looking forward to having her as our VIP vet." And there's a lovely picture to go with this story. One of the pets is taking pride of place, name of Doodle. It's a large, fluffy dog, looking cool with his sunny specs on. And there's a real dog looking at him with suspicion, I suspect. Anyway, it's a lovely picture. It brings a smile to your face.
Brick Club gets boost thanks to house builder. And this is by Ross Thompson. Winchborough's Summer Brick Club has received a helping hand from a local house builder. Taylor Wimpey East Scotland has once again backed Winchborough Community Development Trust's popular Summer Brick Club, providing a £500 donation to help increase capacity and give more local children the chance to take part in creative building sessions during the school holidays. The funding follows previous support from the house builder, which enabled the Trust to increase the number of Brick Club sessions available. This year's donation has allowed the team to expand the programme again, ensuring even more families in Winchborough can benefit from the much-loved activity. Lee Lauder from Winchborough Community Development Trust said, "We are thrilled to have Taylor Wimpey's support again this summer. Their previous contribution made a huge difference, and this year's donation has allowed us to welcome even more children into our Brick Club sessions. The demand is always high, and having the ability to grow the programme means we can offer more opportunities for creativity, confidence building and fun." Representatives from Taylor Wimpey East Scotland joined children at one of the sessions where they were challenged to design and build their own imaginative structures. Holly Allenby, marketing manager for Taylor Wimpey East Scotland, said, "It's fantastic to be back at the Brick Club and to see how much the children enjoy these sessions. Their imagination and enthusiasm are infectious. We are delighted that our donation has helped the Trust expand the programme again this year. We are proud to support an activity that brings so much joy to families in Winchborough. To find out more about the new homes available for sale at its growing community at Seaton Rise in Winchborough, visit www.taylorwimpey.co.uk/Seaton-Rise. And there's a photograph here, and behind two trestle tables. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 children. And in front of them, they've got various structures, Lego structures. And behind them are the representatives from Taylor Wimpey, East Scotland, and also the managers of the Brick Club.
Big day as twins and triplets start school careers. 23 sets of twins and 1 set of triplets started school in West Lothian this week. Many of them came together for a preschool start photograph. Good luck to all the excited P1s who begin their school journey. Lisa Marie Purdy, Interim Head of Education, joined the twins and triplets, their parents and grandparents. She said it was wonderful to meet a lot of the very excited twins and triplets ahead of the start of the new school term. The first day of school is always a special milestone for children and their families. I'm sure I speak for everyone in West Lothian when I wish all of our new P1 pupils a happy, successful and memorable first day at school. And there's a lovely photograph with all the twins and the triplets, with Lisa Marie Purdy sitting in the front bench with them. A few of them look identical. The triplets, for some reason, one of them's decided not to sit beside his brothers. 2 boys are in the front bench and one remaining one is in the back.
MSP congrats to pupils after exam success. And this story is by Ross Thompson. Almond Valley MSP Angela Constance has praised the hard work of learners and teachers with exam pass rates up at all levels. As students across Almond Valley receive their exam results, pass rates for National 5, Higher and Advanced Higher qualifications have all increased again, including a record number of National 5 passes. Meanwhile, learners have also achieved a record number of vocational and technical qualifications, up by 121% on pre-pandemic levels. The results also show that the poverty-related attainment gap has narrowed compared with both last year and pre-pandemic levels in 2019. Angela Constance, MSP, has now highlighted the support available to help pupils and families take their next steps with confidence. Skills Development Scotland, or SDS for short, offers a free results helpline, providing expert advice on everything from UCAS confirmation and clearing, college and university vacancies, foundation, modern and graduate apprenticeships, job, volunteering and training opportunities, and staying on at school. The helpline, staffed by experienced careers advisors, is available on 0808 100 8000. Students can also access one-to-one guidance locally by visiting an SDS Careers Centre during Results Week. Ms. Constance said, "It is a moment of pride for so many young people, their families and teachers, and I want to congratulate everyone across Almond Valley. Across Scotland, pass rates have increased with a record number of National 5 passes. Our learners have also achieved a record number of vocational and technical qualifications, something our schools, colleges and young people should be proud of." John Swinney is focused on narrowing the attainment gap. Having empowered head teachers and invested £1.75 billion in the Scottish Attainment Challenge over the past decade, I am particularly delighted to see that gap narrow today. Results Day can bring a whirlwind of emotions, with young people experiencing joy, relief, disappointment, or uncertainty. That's why we have ensured every young person has access to free professional guidance. There is no wrong path. Equality of opportunity is something the SNP Scottish Government will always put front and centre of our education system. These results reflect that commitment, and I wish all young people across Almond Valley the very best in whatever they choose to do next. Students in S4 achieving 5 or more Level 5 qualifications has increased across West Lothian. Pupils in S5 achieving 3 or more Level 6 qualifications, which includes Highers, has also increased. Both the number of S5 and S6 pupils achieving 5 or more Level 6 qualifications, such as Highers, saw rises. And there is a picture of Angela Constance to accompany this article, and she's smiling very pleasantly.
Our next article is the death of local man. A man was found dead in West Lothian on Friday morning. Police were called to the scene near West Calder Football Club on Harburn Road at around 8:55 a.m. on August the 7th. Officers confirmed the death is being treated as unexplained, though is not believed to be suspicious. Locals claimed there was a large police presence at the scene, with an area taped off by police. The Scottish Ambulance Service also dispatched an ambulance. They were called to West Calder Football Club at around 8:55 a.m. on Friday. A Police Scotland spokesman said, "Around 8:55 a.m. on Friday, August the 7th, we received a report of the death of a man on Harburn Road, West Calder. The death is being treated as unexplained but is not believed to be suspicious. A report will be submitted to the Procurator Fiscal in due course." The Scottish Ambulance Service added, "We received a call at 8:56 hours on Friday, August the 7th, to attend an incident at West Calder Football Club and dispatched one ambulance to the scene."
Probe after worker attacked, an article by Isla Story. Police in West Lothian have launched an investigation after a worker was reportedly attacked and items stolen from a supermarket. The incident at Scott Mid on Broxburn's East Main Street took place on Tuesday, August 4th, and was later reported. The person said to be responsible allegedly fled the scene and no arrests have been made. Scott Mid has confirmed it is assisting the force with its inquiries while prioritising the safety of its staff and customers. A Police Scotland spokesperson told our sister title Edinburgh Live, "On Tuesday, 4th August 2026, we received a report of a theft and assault in East Main Street, Broxburn. Officers will speak to the reported to gather more detail." A ScotMid spokesperson said, "We can confirm that an incident took place at our Broxburn store yesterday. The matter has been reported to Police Scotland and we are assisting with their inquiries. Our priority remains the safety and well-being of our colleagues and customers. As this is an ongoing police matter, it would not be appropriate to comment further at this time."
And that story brings us to the end of part 1. In part 2, we will continue with general news items and family announcements will be included. Welcome to part 2, and we will begin with the family announcements. This week there are 2 death notices. Leyden, Daniel Gerald, known as Danny for short. Peacefully at Edinburgh Royal Infirmary on Friday 7th of August 2026, Daniel, aged 83 years, beloved husband of Elizabeth and a dearly loved dad and granda. Very sadly missed by all, RIP. Contact Brodie's Funeral Services on 01501 751 214 for arrangement details. MacDonald, Dinah. Peacefully at Tippett Hill House Hospital on Tuesday, 4th of August 2026, aged 84 years. Loving mum to Ian and beloved sister to George. A funeral service will be held at St Nicholas Church Uphall on Friday, 21st August at 10 a.m, thereafter to Loning Hill Cemetery. Family flowers only, please, in lieu of flowers if you wish to make a contribution in Dinah's name. Donations at the service will be taken for cancer research and Marie Curie. That brings us to the end of the family announcements, and we will continue with general news and Jackie.
Right, this is a nice bit of news. Free fruit trees will be offered to all residents. Climate Action Network unveil ambitious project, and this is by Stuart Somerville. West Lothian residents have the chance to grab a free fruit tree for their gardens in a project now taking root. West Lothian Climate Action Network is funding hundreds of trees that will be available for people and community groups for planting early in 2027. The project is aimed at encouraging families and individuals to help nature as well as grow their own fruit. People can choose from apple, pear, plum or cherry, with 1 tree per household or community group. 100 trees will be available for council tenants to ensure the trees are distributed across all 9 council wards in West Lothian. The project mirrors the popular A Fruit Tree for Every Garden scheme in Fife. West Lothian Climate Action has already provided trees to create community orchards in Fauldhouse, Livingston and other communities through its Eco Development Fund. The trees will be a year old when they are ready for planting next February, but WLCAN will be taking expressions of interest from Friday. And that is Friday, that was just Friday the other day there, yesterday. But the trees will then be available for pick-up at community gardens. Every tree will come with a planting and care guide, and WLCAN will also have future training on care, including pruning. A spokesperson for WLCAN said, "Growing a fruit tree is easy. Once it's established, it will only need maintenance a couple of times a year, and we will be on hand to provide support and advice. Growing your own fruit means fresh, seasonal food with 0 food miles right on your doorstep. A fruit tree will be a pretty addition to any garden when it comes into blossom and provide shade in summer as it comes into fruit. It's also a great way for children to learn about growing, and then they can cook with the results. Fruit trees lock away carbon, support bees and other pollinators, and provide shelter for wildlife for decades to come. Planting trees is one of the greatest things you can do to help nature, mitigate heavy rain and grow your own food. The trees being offered will be on semi-dwarfing rootstock, meaning they will stay smaller and manageable, eventually growing to a height of about 3 metres, 9 feet. A form for registering interest will be available, or should I say is available, on WellCan's website. Council tenants should contact their tenant participation team to complete the form. More information is available on the website at www.scot.free-fruit-trees-r-coming-to-West-Lothian. West Lothian Climate Action Network is one of Scotland's 24 regional climate hubs funded by the Scottish Government to empower people on issues including flooding, food supply, heating costs, improving natural spaces and greener transport solutions. And there is a photograph here of the members of the Climate Action Network. And 99% of them have got anoraks on and woolly hats. But there's one gentleman, a very brave soul, who's wearing a white T-shirt and he's smiling broadly, as they all are.
An article by Ross Thompson. MP Poynton hits out over fallen police numbers in community crime battle. Livingston MP Gregor Poynton has accused the Scottish Government of undermining neighbourhood policing after new figures revealed the Lothian and Scottish Borders Police Division, which covers West Lothian, has lost local police officers while communities continue to face antisocial behaviour and other persistent local issues. New analysis of Police Scotland workforce data shows the number of local police officers in the Lothians and Scottish Borders Division has fallen from 911 in 2017 to 880 today, a reduction of 31 officers, which is 3%. The figures come despite an increase in the number of national police officers over the same period, leading to criticism that frontline neighbourhood policing is being hollowed out. The Lothians and Scottish Borders Division covers West Lothian, Edinburgh, East Lothian, Mid Lothian and the Scottish Borders, with West Lothian forming one of its 4 area commands. Gregor said the figures reflected concerns he regularly hears from residents across the Livingston constituency, where antisocial behaviour, illegal off-road bikes and other nuisance vehicles, fireworks misuse, graffiti and vandalism remain among the issues most frequently raised during street surgeries, community visits and constituency casework. Last year, Gregor launched a constituency-wide survey into illegal off-road bikes after hearing repeated complaints from residents about bikes being ridden dangerously through parks, green spaces and residential areas. He has also campaigned for stronger action to tackle the misuse of fireworks, following overwhelming support from local residents for tighter controls, with the UK Labour government now consulting on proposals to introduce further restrictions on their sale and use. He said, "Whenever I'm out speaking to residents across the Livingston constituency, one message comes through loud and clear. People want to see more visible police officers in their communities." Whether it's tackling antisocial behaviour, dangerous off-road bikes, fireworks causing misery for families, or graffiti and vandalism, these are exactly the kinds of issues neighbourhood policing is there to prevent and respond to. These new figures show the police division covering West Lothian has 31 fewer local police officers than it did in 2017, while more officers have been moved into national policing roles. Excuse me. Neighbourhood policing matters because officers who knew their communities are better placed to build relationships, prevent crime before it escalates, and respond quickly when problems arise. I've consistently campaigned for tougher action on illegal off-road bikes, stronger measures to tackle fireworks misuse, and practical action to tackle antisocial behaviour, because these are the issues local people tell me have the biggest impact on their day-to-day lives. To seriously tackle these issues, the SNP must properly resource local policing. The SNP Scottish Government cannot continue to hollow out neighbourhood policing while expecting communities across West Lothian to feel safer. People across West Lothian deserve to see more officers on their streets, not fewer. Across Scotland, local police divisions have lost 894 officers since 2017, while overall local and regional policing has fallen by more than 1,000 officers. Over the same period, the number of national police officers increased by 218, prompting Scottish Labour to argue that the SNP's centralisation of policing has come at the expense of visible frontline officers in local communities. In response, Justice Secretary Neil Gray said, "I thank police officers and staff for all that they do to keep Scotland safe. Since these figures were recorded on June 30th, Police Scotland has welcomed a new intake of officers with further recruitment planned throughout the year. We have invested more than $1.7 billion in policing this year, and Scotland continues to be a safe place to live, with more police officers per 10,000 people than England and Wales, while recorded crime has fallen by almost half since 1991. And there's a head and shoulders photograph of Gregor Poynton.
The next story is entitled "Living in Fear of Dodgy People and Drug Deals. Sheltered housing residents no longer feel safe," and it's by Lee Dalgetty. Residents at West Lothian sheltered housing are living in fear from alleged drug abuse, antisocial behaviour and fights. Residents at Amundale Court in Broxburn say it is no longer a safe and supportive environment. The retirement housing complex is said to have been plagued with issues for over a year. Sammy Stainsby, who has family living at Armandale Court, told us that residents are feeling increasingly vulnerable and unsafe. She claimed police were called to the building 8 times over a 24-hour period as problems worsened. Sammy told us that officers are being called on a regular basis, with doors now locked on the buildings at all times. Residents have complained of individuals attempting to enter the building, intimidating behaviour, constant disturbances, and individuals found unconscious or under the influence. One fight was even caught on camera, while residents, some of whom are in their 90s, have been left unable to sleep and suffering with anxiety. Sammy told us that back in June, her granny, who lives at Armandale Court, woke up to her room being filled with smoke. The Scottish Fire and Rescue Service was called, and the blaze allegedly started in the flat underneath, which is occupied by the individual who is said to be bringing these problems to the building. Speaking to Edinburgh Live, Sammy said, "I've got 2 family members in there. They've been there for over 2 years, so I'm quite friendly with a lot of the residents. The issues have been going on for about 1.5 years. I've seen dodgy people hanging around, drug deals, fights, it all. There was a fight taking place in the corridors once, and a wee old man was knocked into. He's been there 12 years, but he packed up and went to stay with his daughter. On Saturday, I saw someone passed out outside. They run a wee social club and put out cakes and pizza things, and all the food gets stolen. I know it's not a lot, but these elderly folk don't have a lot of money. A few weeks ago, my gran woke up and her bedroom was filled with smoke. She got a massive fright. The fire brigade came out and they went into the flat downstairs. Residents are just terrified. It's absolutely sickening. I don't know what needs to happen for Beeld to do something." A spokesperson for Beeld said, "Tenant safety and security is our primary focus, and we take any concerns about antisocial behaviour very seriously. We are aware of reports of antisocial behaviour at Armandale Court in Broxburn over the weekend of 7th to 9th August, and an investigation into the matters raised is ongoing. We are unable to comment on individual cases, but any reports of antisocial behaviour are taken seriously and are assessed and investigated in line with our policies and procedures. We recognise the significant impact that antisocial behaviour can have on tenants and the wider community. We are actively engaging with partner agencies to gather information, support affected tenants, and take any appropriate actions." A Scottish Fire and Rescue Service spokesperson said, "We were alerted at 12:17 a.m. on Monday 8th June to reports of a dwelling fire on Armandale Court, Broxburn. Operations Control mobilised 2 fire appliances to the scene. However, a small fire within a kitchen had been extinguished prior to their arrival. There were no casualties, and crews left the scene at 12:45 a.m. after ensuring the area was made safe." A Police Scotland spokesperson said, "Officers have attended a number of recent reports concerning disorder at a property on Armandale Road in Broxburn. Around 7:40 p.m. on Friday 7th August 2026, we were called to a report of a man seriously injured at the address. Emergency services attended and a 34-year-old man was taken to hospital for treatment. Another 34-year-old man was arrested and charged in connection and is due to appear in Livingston Sheriff Court at a later date. Inquiries are ongoing into the other reports of disorder. Patrols have been increased in the area and we are working with partner agencies to address concerns." A Police Scotland spokesperson said, "Around 12:35 p.m. on Saturday 25th April 2026, we were called to a report of potential drug offences at an address on Armandale Road in Broxburn. Officers attended and a 34-year-old man was arrested and charged in connection with an outstanding warrant.
Local heroes honoured. Community champions from across Almond Valley have been recognised at the Scottish Parliament, following a strong response to nominations for a local hero to attend the opening of the Scottish Parliament. Members of the public were invited to nominate a local hero from Almond Valley, with one person to be selected to join Almond Valley MSP Angela Constance at the opening of Parliament. With so many deserving people put forward, Angela Constance, MSP for Almond Valley, invited the nominees to the Scottish Parliament to recognise and thank them for the contribution they make to communities across Almond Valley. Lorraine Gillis was selected as Almond Valley's local hero and joined Angela Constance, MSP, at the opening of the Scottish Parliament. The nominees were recognised for the many ways in which they support others and strengthen their communities, including through volunteering, community work and acts of kindness. Angela Constance said, "Our communities are made stronger by people who give their time, energy and compassion to support others, often without expecting anything in return. We received so many fantastic nominations when we asked people to put forward a local hero to join me at the opening of the Scottish Parliament. While only one person could be selected for that role, I felt it was important that everyone who was nominated received recognition for the difference they make. It was a real privilege to welcome the nominees to the Scottish Parliament and hear more about the contribution they make to communities across Almond Valley. I was delighted that Lorraine Gillis was selected as our local hero and was able to join me for the opening of Parliament. Every person nominated should be incredibly proud. They represent the very best of Almond Valley, and I hope they know how much their efforts are valued and appreciated." The Almond Valley nominees were Lorraine Lambie of Community Activism for Wildlife and Hedgehogs, Karen Langan from Deadridge Litter Pickers, Donna Patterson Harvey of Neil's Hugs, Eddie Anderson from West Lothian News, Benji Tuglapati from the Live Indians Group, Margaret Mimer of West Lothian Litter Pickers, Mark Deans from The Scheme, Tracy Hadlow of Addiction and Recovery, in conjunction with a number of organisations including Neil's Hugs, and Jennifer Harley from Jack's Den. And there is a picture of the nominees with Angela Constance in the middle of them, and they're standing in the Scottish Parliament behind the desks, and they've got their lanyards on with their ID, and they're all smiling. Well done.
Article headed Nicotine Survey Online. ASH Scotland is inviting West Lothian residents of all ages to share their experiences of mental well-being and use of tobacco and nicotine products. The health charity's Nicotine Use and Mental Health Survey is being launched at a time when the issue of nicotine addiction is causing an increased public health concern. Anecdotal evidence shared with ASH, Scotland's Youth Conservation's hub, suggests that many children and young people are using nicotine as a way of coping with anxiety, stress or low mood. Responses to the survey, which is open until February 1st, 2027, will help inform the charity about future resources that are needed to support people addicted to nicotine to reduce their intake to improve their physical and mental well-being. Sheila Duffy, Chief Executive of ASH Scotland, said there continues to be a huge data gap in Scotland, enabling us to see trends of nicotine use and how it impacts people's mental health. By responding to ASH Scotland's survey, West Lothian residents can help us to better understand how mental health connects with nicotine use and identify the types of information and support that can encourage people to make positive choices to protect their mental health. It is vital that people across West Lothian can access robust, evidence-based information and support to empower them to make informed decisions about their health and well-being. To respond to the survey, visit www.ashscotland.org.talk/survey.
And that brings us to the end of part 2. In part 3, we will begin with the quiz. Welcome to part 3, and we will start with this week's quiz. Question 1. In which part of the human body is bile stored? Is it in the gallbladder, the spleen, or the kidney? Question 2. Which character in EastEnders is played by Linda Henry? Is it Karen Taylor, Shirley Carter, or Mel Owen? Question 3. In which American state is the Augusta National Golf Course? Is it in Georgia, or South Carolina, or Alabama? Question 4. What colour flowers does the poisonous plant hemlock bear? Are they white? Are they blue? Or are they red? Question 5. What is traditionally the final event of the women's heptathlon? Is it the 800 metres, the long jump, or the shot put? And question 6. George Milton is a character in which book by John Steinbeck? Is it The Grapes of Wrath, East of Eden, or Of Mice and Men? And that's our quiz for today. Nice broad range of subjects there. So now we will continue with general news items and Jackie.
And the headline is Simpson Praise for Company After Visit. A West Lothian list MSP has hailed the hard work of a Bathgate company following a recent visit. Lothian's West MSP Graham Simpson has visited RHA member Jordan TM Limited in Bathgate, meeting the team to discuss the pressures facing Scotland's road transport sector. Founded in 2016, Jordan TM Limited handles nationwide freight transport, express and scheduled deliveries, and heavy goods work using articulated vehicles. The Reform MSP was joined at Jordan by RHA Scotland Policy Director Martin Reid. Mr. Reid said, "We covered a range of priority areas facing our industry, including rising costs, recruiting new drivers, secure parking facilities, lowering taxation on alternative fuels, and driver welfare." Mr. Simpson added, "There are many things to tackle though: skills, costs, facilities for drivers, regulations. I'll continue to fight the haulage sector's corner."
An article by Ross Thompson headed Parents Are Able to Seek Help. As children across West Lothian head back to school, Children First is reminding parents and carers that support is available now and all year round for families facing challenges. The start of a new school year can be an exciting time, but it can also bring additional pressures for children and families. For some, returning to routines, managing anxiety, navigating friendships, dealing with financial worries, or accessing the right support can feel overwhelming. Children First Support Line offers free and confidential practical, emotional and financial support to families across Scotland. Parents and carers can contact the team at any time on 08000 282233 or through web chat. The Charities Support Line has seen increased demand, with close to 14,000 people benefiting from support over the past year, with concerns including mental health, money worries, family relationships and online harm. Mum Laura and her son Sean recently received support from Children First after facing challenges at home. Laura described the services as a lifeline during a very difficult time. She said, "From the beginning, the support I received made a significant difference. My support line worker, Jenny, immediately understood our situation and provided advice that was practical, relevant, and completely tailored to what was actually happening at home. For the first time in many years of seeking help, I felt truly listened to and supported with guidance I could realistically put into practice. I genuinely cannot say enough about how much this support has helped. The support has been consistent, thoughtful and effective, and has made a lasting difference to both my life and my son's." Children First Chief Executive Mary Glasgow added, "Children First Support Line regularly hears from parents and carers from across West Lothian that are finding raising their babies, children and teenagers harder than ever. The return to school can bring a mix of emotions for children and families. While some children look forward to seeing friends and getting back into a routine, others may feel anxious, worried, or unsure about the months ahead. Whatever challenges families are facing, Children First are here to help. Our support line team provides compassionate, expert support on a wide range of issues, including financial worries, mental health, family relationships, and accessing practical support. You don't have to wait until things feel overwhelming to reach out. If you're unsure where to turn, we're here for you. Children First helps children, their families and the people that care for them by offering emotional, practical and financial support in their homes, communities and through its national support line. Visit www.childrenfirst.org.uk/support line to start a web chat with one of the team and find out more.
Ex-pub ablaze as emergency services attend. And this story is written by Isla Story. A fire tore through an abandoned pub and hotel in West Lothian on Monday night, with emergency services taping off the scene. Fire crews were initially called to the former Fairway Hotel in Bathgate just before 8 p.m. on August the 10th, followed by officers from Police Scotland. 2 appliances attended, with firefighters remaining on scene at Edinburgh Road for nearly an hour until the blaze was extinguished. Pictures from the scene also show a police car blocking the neighbouring road with a cordon stretching across the street. No casualties have been reported. The cause of the fire is not yet known. A Scottish Fire and Rescue Service spokesperson said, "We received a call at 19:58 to attend a confirmed building fire. We sent 2 fire appliances to a disused pub building. There were no casualties and the fire was extinguished before the scene was handed over to Police Scotland. Crews left the scene at 20:57. Police Scotland has been contacted for comment. And there's a picture of the Fairway as it used to be. It was taken on a beautiful sunny day with blue skies, and obviously it was open for business as usual, which would be some time ago."
Team Only Has Eyes for Community by Ross Thompson. Team members at Specsavers Livingston are celebrating after gaining new qualifications, enhancing their ability to support the eye health for the local community. Store Director Lisa Brockett and Optical Assistant Leah Brown, who work in the locally owned store in the Ammonvale Centre in Livingston, have both qualified as dispensing opticians. Team member Josefa Rehman has also gained his BTEC Level 4 qualification in optical dispensing and commenced his training to become a dispensing optician. All 3 have been supported by the store throughout their training, allowing them to support the team in providing professional eye care for the community. The team have also received training to provide the store's new ZEST, that's Zocular eyelid system technology service, which is a quick, comfortable and non-invasive procedure to help improve the comfort of customers who experience symptoms of dry eyes. The qualifications will help strengthen the team's experience, enabling them to support more customers and enhance the care they provide. Upon receiving the new qualification, Miss Brockett said, "These qualifications are a big step forward for each member of the team, both personally and professionally. Having more dispensing opticians in the team means we can increase capacity in store, see more children, support services such as myopia management, assist our customers and optometrists with triaging emergencies, and support low-vision customers with dispensing, as well as recommending services and support to help them remain independent. I'd like to thank my colleagues for their ongoing support and encouragement throughout the process. Their guidance and patience have made a big difference. We're always committed to ensuring that our colleagues have everything they need to develop their careers and grow their skills, helping us to deliver the very best care we can to the community. To book an appointment or speak to a member of the team at Specsavers Livingston, visit www.specsavers.co.uk/stores/Livingston or call 01506 430 819. And there's a photograph of the two girls. I suppose it's Lisa and Leah, and they are holding bags with flowers, which evidently they've been given by the shop, and they're looking very pleased with themselves.
Top cake competition for kids. Children across Livingston are being invited to let their imaginations run wild as part of a new cake design competition from Cakebox. The Little Bakers Awards 2026 challenges children aged 4 to 11 to create their ultimate celebration cake, with the winning design brought to life by Cakebox's expert bakers. Young cake creators can collect a Little Baker's design sheet from the Cakebox Livingston store or download one from the Cakebox website before drawing and decorating their dream creation. The winner will see the design transformed into a real Cakebox cake, take part in a cake decorating experience, meet the team and receive a party bundle to enjoy with friends and family. The winner will be announced in September alongside 5 regional runners-up representing Scotland, Ireland, Wales, the Midlands and England. The lucky runners-up will also receive a party bundle to celebrate their designs. Suk Charmdel, Cakebox's CEO, said, "Some of the best cake ideas come from children because they are never afraid to be bold, colourful or completely unexpected. We want our little bakers to let their imaginations run wild and create the cake they would most love to see in a Cakebox window. We cannot wait to see the designs that come through the Livingston Cakebox doors and bring one talented young baker's creation to life. To enter, simply collect a design sheet in store at the Cakebox Livingston or download it from the Cakebox website. Create a dream cake design. The more imaginative, the better. Return the completed sheet to their local Cakebox store by August 31st.
The next story is entitled Asthma Alert as Kids Head Back to School. Warning year on from spike in emergency admissions, and it's by Ross Thompson. As West Lothian children head back to the classroom, Asthma and Lung UK Scotland warns many could be at risk of having a potentially life-threatening asthma attack. Analysis by Asthma and Lung UK Scotland reveals there was a sharp spike in the number of asthma emergency admissions for children when Scottish kids went back to school last year. The number of children rushed to hospital with asthma symptoms in September 2025 was more than twice that in July 2025. Now the charity is concerned asthma hospital admissions for children in Scotland may increase again in August and September this year as children return to school. Asthma and Lung UK Scotland's most recent data from 2025 shows there were 55 hospital admissions for school-aged children in July, 73 in August and 146 in September. In the last 5 years, there have been 1,138 children admitted to hospital in an emergency for asthma in August and September. This increase in hospital admissions can be explained by the disruption of preventer inhaler routines over school holidays, leading to children's airways becoming more sensitive to asthma triggers when they go back to school. According to the charity's annual survey of people with lung conditions, these triggers often include viruses, colds and dust. Public Health Minister Marie Todd said, "We welcome Asthma and Lung UK Scotland's campaign work to raise awareness and help ensure children with asthma get the support they need to stay safe and well at school." Alongside this, Scotland's National Severe Asthma Pathway, introduced earlier this year, is helping to improve the early identification and management of severe asthma across NHS Scotland. The Scottish Government has also issued guidance to schools, education authorities and health boards on the use of reliever inhalers in an emergency. Schools have discretionary powers to buy and hold spare salbutamol inhaler devices without the need for a prescription to use in emergency situation when a pupil's own device is not available. Joseph Carter, head of Asthma and Lung UK Scotland, added, "When children go back to school after the summer holidays, a rise in the number of asthma attacks is often seen, unfortunately leading to more hospital visits. An increase in viruses, coughs and colds or dust mites in schools could be to blame." With this in mind, Asthma and Lung UK Scotland is asking parents and teachers to look out for signs that their child or pupil's asthma may be worsening. This could be breathlessness, wheezing, coughing, chest tightness, and, if it is, to take urgent action. Over the hectic summer holidays, preventer inhaler routines can sometimes slip, which can leave children much more vulnerable to an asthma attack when they return to school and are around more triggers. As a reminder too for schools, we would encourage them to download our fantastic free Asthma at School poster so they are prepared for the new term and know what to do if a pupil does have an asthma attack. If you are concerned about your child's asthma, please call Asthma and Lung UK's helpline, which is run with thanks to funds raised by players of the postcode lottery. The number to call is 0300 222 5800.
Buyers can get sneak home peek. Ross Thompson. Home buyers can explore the brand new show home at Bancon Homes Beatley Woods development in Winchborough, which has officially opened its doors. The launch comes as demand continues to grow at the development, where more than a third of the 27 properties have already been reserved, with future residents being urged to act quickly to secure one of the remaining homes. The new 4-bedroom detached large show home has already attracted dozens of visitors, allowing prospective buyers the chance to experience the style and spacious design of one of the development's most popular family homes. As part of one of Scotland's fastest growing communities, Beatley Woods is just 10 miles west of Edinburgh city centre and half an hour by car from Falkirk and Livingston. The exclusive development features a mix of 27 energy-efficient 2, 3 and 4 bedroom homes opposite Winchborough's new primary school and a short walk from the Union Canal. Priced at £432,995, the large-style show home has an open-concept dining kitchen and a separate living room, stylishly decorated in an on-trend neutral colour palette. With plenty of storage and work surfaces, the kitchen includes premium appliances and a separate utility room, plus French doors leading out to a private garden. Upstairs there are 4 large bedrooms and a family bathroom with bath and separate shower. The largest bedroom boasts a walk-in wardrobe and an ensuite bathroom with large luxury shower finished with designer wall tiling. The show home is open to buyers from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thursday to Monday, with a range of flexible support, including part exchange, on offer to make moving easier. Tony Williamson, Sales Director of Bankin Homes, said, Bankin's Beatley Woods development in Winchborough blends countryside living with Edinburgh access, and we are pleased to have launched our stunning new show home so buyers can explore and visualise themselves moving in. We had a fantastic response to the opening weekend and have already sold 10 properties, which underlines the demand for this popular development. The development has been thoughtfully designed to complement the character and heritage of the historic village of Winchborough, creating a welcoming community where existing and new residents can enjoy modern, high-quality living in a peaceful setting. Ideally placed for commuters working across this part of the Central Belt, it is also less than an hour from Glasgow and is close to Edinburgh Airport, with great transport links across the Forth to Fife. Every Balkan home at Winchborough comes with a kitchen crafted by Creative Designs, built-in oak-finished wardrobes in bedroom 1, plenty of storage, an electric vehicle charging point. Sustainability is also built into every home, with energy-efficient air source heat pumps providing low-carbon heating and hot water. Beatley Woods offers buyers a range of options, including the Loch, a 2-bedroom and mid-terraced house priced at £249,995 to the Larch and the Birch, both 4-bedroom detached homes with integral single garages. The development forms part of the wider Winchborough Master Plan, led by the multi-award-winning Winchborough Developments, which was recognised with a silver award in the placemaking category at the National What House Awards, and named Property Company of the Year at the Scottish Property Awards in recognition of the well-designed community it has created. When completed, Winchborough will include at least 3,800 new homes sympathetically set around the existing historic village.
Retailer confirms its relocation. Mamuso, the popular lifestyle, homeware and beauty retailer, has officially relocated into a new larger store at the centre Livingston following customer demand. The brand, which has become a much-loved destination, is known for its ever-changing range of beauty, homeware, accessories, gifts and everyday essentials. The new store provides an enhanced shopping experience with even more products to explore and additional space to browse. It follows on from the recent opening of the relocated JD Sports store, which is the largest in Scotland, the launch of the health and wellbeing store Grape Tree, and the announcement of work starting on a new 26,500 square feet Hollywood Bowl venue with 22 lanes, an arcade, pool tables and a bar and diner set to open in the autumn. More than 2 years after acquiring the shopping centre, LCP UK, part of M Core, has continued to invest in the transformation of the centre Livingston, bringing its vision of a vibrant shop, eat and play destination to life. Through new retailers, store expansions and ongoing improvements, the shopping centre continues to evolve into a thriving destination for locals and visitors from further afield. The Centre Livingston, which is a diverse mix of over 150 stores and restaurants spanning 1 million square feet, including M&S, Flannels, H&M, Nando's, Wagamama and Five Guys, welcomes over 15.8 million visitors a year. Other recent global brands to open include Starbucks, Wingstop, Miniso, Sostrin Gren, Flying Tiger and the first Arrowheads store in Scotland. Patrick Roberts, Centre Director at the Centre Livingston, said, "We're excited to see Mamuso move into its new larger store, creating an even more enjoyable shopping experience for our customers with more space, greater choice and even more products to discover."
And that brings us to the end of part 3. In part 4, some local sports news will be included, as well as the answers to the quiz. Welcome to part 4, and we will begin with the answers to the quiz. Question 1 was, in which part of the human body is bile stored? That was the gallbladder. Question 2. Which character in EastEnders is played by Linda Henry? Was it Karen Taylor, Shirley Carter or Mel Owen? It was Shirley Carter. Question 3. In which American state is the Augusta National Golf Course? Was it Georgia, South Carolina or Alabama? It was Georgia. Question 4. What colour flowers does the poisonous plant hemlock bear? Was it white, blue or red? Hemlock flowers are white. Question 5. What is traditionally the final event of the women's heptathlon? Was it the 800 metres, long jump or shot put? It's the 800 metres. And last of all, George Milton is a character in which book by John Steinbeck? That book is Of Mice and Men. I hope you did well in the quiz this week, and now we shall move on with some sports news and Jackie.
Here we are. Just a wee minute. Right, here we are now. Lions were scared of Jag Blasts Whelan after defeat. And it's Partick Thistle 2, Livingston 0. Livingston boss Glenn Whelan accused his Lions of running scared against Partick Thistle as they went down to a 2-0 defeat that he didn't see coming. Having kicked off their championship campaign with a solid 2-0 win at home to Queen's Park, the Lions were on the wrong end of the same scoreline at Firhill as a cheeky backheel finish from Robbie Crawford put the hosts ahead after just 4 minutes, and a Cammy McPherson own goal on the stroke of half-time sealed the win for Jags. Whelan blasted his side's schoolboy defending at both goals and was also left frustrated by what he claimed was his players not following his instructions. And speaking to the club media, Whelan fumed. It was frustrating. We were expecting a tough game, but we never expected that going to come to us in the first 10 to 15 minutes. That's the first time I saw things I didn't like. Too many lost duels, too many players scared, too many lads who didn't want to get on the ball and produced what they have been producing over the last few weeks. It is stuff I haven't seen before, and that is why I am most disappointed about. Some might call it playing safe. I call it scared. We try to play in a certain way and we have certain patterns we try to do, but the lads wanted to do what they wanted to do. There were too many running away from the ball. We just weren't good enough. I tried to give them a little bit of a rattle at half-time and get a tune out of them in the second half, but we huffed and puffed at times. When we got into the final third, and we've been working on showing a little more patience in that area. We only had one shot on goal, so that is disappointing. We have looked back at the goals and it is schoolboy stuff. We don't stop crosses, we don't stop balls down the side, we come off players and let them turn, whereas the opposition didn't let us do that. There was defenders putting their hands behind their back when blocking the ball, rather than putting their bodies on the line. And there's 4 photographs, action photographs, but the main one really is of Aidan Fitzpatrick makes it 2-0 to Thistle to seal the win on a frustrating Friday night for Livingston. And there we are, and there's the ball going into the goal and the Livingston players just sort of standing around there. And another photograph with a Livingston player just letting the Partick Thistle player just have the ball. Yes, I can see why their manager was frustrated.
Lionesses get boost ahead of league kick-off. Livingston women are gearing up for the SWPL2 kick-off after ending their Sky Sports Cup group phase in style with a 5-0 win over Falkirk on Sunday, kick-off 4 p.m. The Lionesses made the trip to McDermott Park this Sunday to open up their league campaign away to St Johnstone, and they will go there in high confidence after a confidence-boosting battering of the Bairns, in which they enjoyed a 5-goal blitz inside the last half hour. All the goals for Livy came in the second half of the weekend clash, with captain Nicole Kearney breaking the deadlock on the hour mark with a thumping drive from distance. That came after Livy missed a 49th minute penalty, but Megan Whitford made it 2-0 after 64 minutes, and Emily Moran hit Livy's third after 70 minutes. 8 minutes later, Lee Daly got into the act. In the 90th minute, Kearney completed the rout with an effort from the edge of the box. The win wasn't enough for Livy to qualify automatically for the knockout rounds, and they now face Queen's Park in a play-off on August 26th. And there's a photograph of 10 of the players, photographs headed raring to go. Livy's Nicole Kearney at the SWPL2 press call. They've got a trophy in front of them and they're all wearing different T-shirts. The photograph was taken by Colin Pulteney.
The next story is entitled May Gets Teeth into New Role. Stevie May had a dreaded trip to the dentist last week, but admits getting his teeth into a number 8 role is a chance to reinvent himself. The Livingston man made his name as an out-and-out striker, only to give new boss Glenn Whelan an option further back in their bid for an immediate Premiership return. Toothache had him in the dentist's chair last week, and he said, "I've played bits and pieces over the years, whether it's been on the left or the 10, but this year and last I've played in the 8 role for a bit. I've really enjoyed it. In training throughout the years you get put around different positions, and it's somewhere I've always been comfortable playing. When you've got a decent engine, you're good enough on the ball, you understand the game, you feel like you can fill in wherever. Being versatile helps as well. The manager knows I'm available to play there. I'm available to play striker. I can play wide, whatever's needed at the time. Different games are probably slightly more attacking as an 8 than what others would be, so it just gives you variety. It is a bit of excitement in the later years. When you hit 30, you probably don't think too many new things are coming, but then you get the chance to reinvent yourself slightly. It's exciting. You're learning new things. I'm feeling as fit as ever and ready to play wherever I'm asked to."
Derby draw for Monarchs. At the end of another thrilling and dramatic Scottish derby, Glasgow were the happier team after taking a point for a draw with Monarchs and winning the superheat to add the aggregate bonus point. The earlier match at Ashfield was also a draw, of course. From Monarch's viewpoint, having been 6 up at Ashfield and 2 heats to go, and 4 up at Armadale with 2 heats to go, they will be only too aware that they have let the lion's share of the points slip away. Guests have played their part over both matches, and having had a disappointing guest in their home leg, Tigers will have been thrilled by the display of Nick Morris, who scored a 5-ride full maximum and also won the superheat. He didn't always make the start, but he was so powerful off the second bend and down the back straight that he went to the front every time. They will give a pat on the back to their other guest, Reid Batty, at number 7. The Berwick Aussie won his first ever race at Armadale and finished 6th. There were many points won and lost along the way that might have made the difference. Monarchs tended to gate better, but Tigers achieved more overtakes, with Chris Harris much to the fore as always. With 3 heats remaining, Monarchs were 2 up, and in Heat 13, Kai Thompson gained the lead early on. Dan Thompson and Chris Harris fought a fierce battle for the second place, with the Tigers captain just taking it. An advantage in Heat 14 would have given Monarchs the victory and 3 league points, and for most of the race, with Paco Castagna leading and Mitch Clough third after Batty had fallen, it seemed that would happen. However, Kevin Hugh Pedersen did not give up, and with a wide last corner, he grabbed the win by a tyre. Into the last heat, as he did all night, Morris worked his way to the front, leaving Harris to tussle with the home men. It was a tough tussle, but he battled past both of them. That set up a super heat which seemed to be going Glasgow's way, with Dan Thompson at the back. Kai Thompson passed Harris for second, but next time round got it wrong, hit the curb and ran into Morris. In the melee, Dan Thompson took a knock. Kai had to be excluded, so the rerun was a formality, the only thing that's important in a superheat being who is the non-scoring rider. Mitch Clough again had a fine match for Monarchs, with paid 11 from reserve. After his struggles early in the season, he has become an important man. He said, it's a tough one, a Scottish derby, to let it slip. I thought we would tie it up in Heat 14, but Paco got done on the line, and then we know what happened. Fair play to Bomber. For myself, I'm happy with how I did, but we win together as a team, and we lose together as a team. We needed Geordie. I hope he'll be back soon.
Articles headed Support Available. Cyrenian's Opal that's Opportunities for Active Lives, supports people aged 60 and over across West Lothian to stay active, connected and independent. The one-to-one support service matches individuals with trained volunteers to help them build confidence, reconnect with their community and work towards personal goals. Opal also provides tailored digital support, helping older people gain confidence using smartphones, tablets and computers to stay connected and access online services. Opal offers rewarding volunteering opportunities for people aged 18 and over, including befriending volunteers, digital volunteers and volunteers who support community groups. They also support more than 20 community groups across West Lothian. Volunteers play a vital role in helping older people remain active, connected and independent while contributing to stronger, healthier and more inclusive communities. Contact Opal to find out more on 01506 815815 or opal@cyrenians.scot for more information.
A short item now about football, and for it concerns Broxburn and Linlithgow Rose. Broxburn Athletic and Linlithgow Rose both enjoyed wins in the Lowland League East over the weekend. John Miller's Broxburn stayed top of the table thanks to a 2-0 win at Cowdenbeath, which maintained their 100% start at the top of the table after 4 games. Quinn Mitchell gave the visitors the lead after 49 minutes before Sam Jones sealed it in 68 minutes. Meanwhile, Rose had a big 5-0 win at home to 9-man Gala Ferrydean. They took the lead in 41 minutes when Lucas Stenhouse struck. Then Jordan Tosh added a second-half double either side of penalties from Dylan Patterson and Ollie Hamilton. Gala had Mackenzie Campbell sent off in 69 minutes and Jared Lyons saw red 3 minutes from time.
Connecting Families at Event by Staff Reporter. West Lothian Council's Education Support Services recently facilitated a Connection Cafes event at Inveramond Community High School. The event was well attended with 42 families coming along to network with each other and explore 24 stalls made up of a variety of partner agencies who support children and families with additional support needs. Development officers also shared information about the transition process as well as showcasing the support services at Inquire, the Scottish Advice Service for Additional Support for Learning. Education Support Services work with schools and families in a range of ways. This year, the service has continued to support school-based parental engagement sessions and have spotlighted and celebrated the positive work going on in schools to support ASN families within their Inclusion Ambassador staff network. These sessions have inspired more schools to develop ASN family engagement opportunities, and the team is looking forward to further developing these opportunities during the new school term. To find out more about West Lothian's Inclusion Ambassador Staff Network, visit https://inquire.org.uk/working-together-West-Lothian/. And there are several photos, one of which shows the whole room with people looking at the tables. There's one table with police and a policeman standing behind it. Scottish Autism have another table, and the other tables can't actually see what they're doing, but there's people behind them.
The next story is entitled Care Home's Trip to the Beach, and it's by Staff Reporter. Residents from Burn Grange Care Home in West Calder enjoyed a wonderful day at Portobello Beach this week. Although the weather was not on their side, it certainly didn't dampen their spirit, and a fantastic time was had by all. Kerry Bolton, unit manager, said, Our focus this year has been on building meaningful connections, encouraging community participation, promoting social inclusion, and creating memories that truly matter. Of course, no trip to the seaside would be complete without enjoying fish and chips together. For one resident, this was his first trip to the beach, and others shared that they hadn't been to the beach in over 80 years since they were a boy. One lady, aged 102, said she had a brilliant day and that it was so great to get out to the fresh air. Moments like these are priceless and remind us that it's never too late to create new memories. Staff in Burn Grange have gone above and beyond to ensure people they support experience joy, choice, dignity, belonging and opportunities to live a full, meaningful life. And these 8 people who went to Portobello Beach that day certainly look as if they have had a brilliant day. They were right when it said that the weather wasn't on their side because the clouds look a wee bit dark and there's not much evidence of the sun, but at least it's dry and it didn't keep them in. They're just in their wheelchairs. Some have been specially adapted. They've got huge big rubber tyres so that they can take the wheelchairs into the water. Somebody else has written out on the sand on the beach the words Team Burn Grange, and there's a lot of sand about on their wheelchair too. But one of the residents is seen eating his fish and chips. You could practically smell them. They look so good. And they do look as if they've had a great day, even although the weather was poor. And the memories that they've made here are just absolutely priceless. So well done to the people at Burn Grange for doing what they have done to help these people make more memories. And that story, that heartwarming story, brings us to the end of our broadcast for this week. We hope you found it enjoyable and informative. Can I remind you that when you have finished with the recording, please put your memory stick back into the blue or yellow wallet, change the address label, and remember to post it in a postbox and not in the post office. All that remains is to send you our very best wishes for the coming weeks, and until next time, take care. So it's cheerio from Team 4.